Okay, all right. Checking the sound. Sorry, guys. Ironically, when I mentioned about Hawk Tua and the rug pull, my computer rug pulled me and crashed. So just don't mention Hawk Tua girl or the rug pull, and you won't have your computer crash on you. Because man, I don't know, that maybe that's just like a bad omen. You mentioned Hawk Tua, and your computer just you get rugged. But man, okay, so we're back. Sorry, guys. I do apologize. My computer has been doing this to me recently where it's been absolutely rugging me. So welcome back. If you're coming back, thanks for coming back. Hit the like button. Let's get everyone back in here, and let's just get on with it because, man, we got to outpace the what might be the inevitable crash. But so let's look at Bitcoin. I want to show you guys what we were talking about on Bitcoin. This is the ticker Bitcoin chart. Ticker Bitcoin's actually at a really good price accumulation zone right now because of where it was and where it always bounces off of these particular support levels. So we'll get into that. But first, we're going to get into Bitcoin. So we were showing you guys yesterday that if we were going to go any lower and we were going to have some max carnage, max pain, then this would have been the bounce level. We had this 92,000 mark because of this previous candle here. You're looking on the 4 hour, you can see how we had this 90,000 level respected. This one right here, this 92, actually came down perfect. We had this marked. You guys remember we drew this on the chart yesterday. So if we were to actually go full on into these trades, we would have been able to protect the accounts a little bit better and actually hedge more to the downside. And this actually hit pretty much right on the money, guys. Like, I mean, it just hit exactly where this previous wick nailed us right there, and then we just got nailed right here. And so if you're going to look at the liquidity right now, the liquidity is actually pretty high up into the 99,000 area in terms of short liquidations. If you look at the liquidations, there are going to be a lot of shorts liquidated at the $99,000 level. So is that where BTC is headed for the whales to, and for the bulls to liquidate the shorts? Because this was a bear trap. If you're looking at it on the 4 hour or looking at it on the hourly 2 hour, we had basically a really nice, actually more on the 4 hour, had a really nice bear bull trap going into this this support area. This at 96,000, really good support, 96,000. So if we can hold these levels right now on Bitcoin, then we can see a V-shaped recovery, which could be happening more on, if you're looking at the 4 hour, the 1 hour. The V-shape would be going like this and hitting back up and trying to test into 102,000. And so it looks like we could be doing that. So if you're looking at some trades right now and thinking, okay, could this be a level that we could look for? This is what we're doing right now. We had to readjust on the. Hold on just a second. I have my. Here we go. Need to get the chat down there. All right, so yeah, shout out to the chat. You guys are awesome. Shout out to the Dano Dojo crew, training in the trenches, in the dojo, on a day-to-day basis. You guys are absolutely amazing. Cheers to you guys. Get your coffee, your tea, your water, whatever you're drinking. And let's go through the trades. We're gonna go through a couple of these trades. We're gonna show you guys what we've done to kind of to adjust. It was bad, guys. It was bad. I would imagine if you were in some trades and you didn't have any risk management in play and we were just all going bullish long, you got smashed. You got absolutely just destroyed. So it's okay. Don't worry. If you were able to catch the shorts going on to the downside, then you were able to kind of get a little bit of that money back and then to be able to go long again. And so now we're just hoping that, look, we're not going to get faked out to the downside again, because there's one more level. There's one more level that we need to watch. I have it marked on the chart. It's 88,000. This was the last spot where we had previous support and bounced and went to 100K. So we really have to watch this next level if we're going to really get smashed. And this is a dead cat bounce of what I was kind of mentioning in my own posts right here. At Dano Crypto 904, I said, guys, watch out. It could potentially be a dead cat bounce. We've seen this in the past where we've bounced, on a level of support, but then we just keep falling. So I want to point that out and not leave that off the table. We need to watch that level, and we need to make sure that we can hold and we can get a V-shaped recovery instead of a dead cat bounce, which would actually bring us to this level of 88,000. And then that would be max pain, max carnage. Altcoins would get destroyed, and it would be a further move to the downside. And this has been one of the, I think, key factors of the BTC price dumping, is that we've had the biggest outflow in weeks of the Bitcoin ETF. So that's big news. I think if you're watching this chart and you've seen that, okay, mostly in the past couple weeks, in starting in October, November, and the whole beginning, this whole month of December have been inflows. There hasn't been much selling pressure. And the same with Ethereum. The Ethereum ETF has been primarily more inflows. Less selling pressure on the ETF for ETH, but Bitcoin had a pretty substantial sell-off. IBIT didn't sell any. They still were all buying, but everything else was a sell. Fidelity, Bitwise, all totaling up over $500 million, $671 billion sell-off. So that could be attributing to the price dumping. And what else could be signifying, Bitcoin dumping? There is news that the U.S. government is threatening to shut down, and it's looming around it happening during Trump's administration. Like they're trying to, if Trump's like, look, if you want to shut the government down, just shut it down now. He's like, don't do it after the inauguration. He's like, it's not good. He said it needs to be a Biden problem. He said, but if the Republicans can help solve it, they will. So it's very interesting, the stance that is being brought in with the exiting of the Biden administration and the entering of the Trump administration. And so there's been a lot of things happening in regards to this spending bill. That was huge. That the bill was like about a stack of papers this big, with all these different sneaky things in there, like they always like to do in these bills. That's why they make it like 6,000 pages long, and the bill went down to about here, with a lot of loud voices on X, with basically the power of Elon and the Department of Government Efficiency was able to actually shorten that bill down to about a 300 paper, 600 page stack, and with less malarkey in there, whatever you want to call it. Slush fund money, where they basically take a section and call it, well, it's a provisional fund to security. And it's like $1.5 billion goes to this provision. You're like, where is it actually going? So this might be an American revolution, a financial revolution, where we actually start to see our money maybe even coming back to us, and the government should be paying us. We're paying them, we're paying their salary, and then all this tax manipulation is just out of control. So, but maybe because the government's threatening to shut the government, the U.S. government's threatening to shut down the government, and they're trying to hang on. They're hanging on by a thread. We had the, federal chairman Jerome Powell being very hawkish, not having not having any positive remarks on Bitcoin, saying they can't hold Bitcoin. All these things could be the recipe for disaster for Bitcoin. To have that bearish sentiment and being in that area of being overbought in these ranges, we should have known better than to think that it wasn't going to come without some major volatility, as what we have been talking about. It has all of the recipes for shakeouts, sideways, max pain levels that ultimately will bring us up to new all-time highs. But it is not going to be easy. It's going to be difficult. These are the times where it is actually difficult, and your portfolio is going to get smacked. You're going to go, oh my gosh. But you just have to see it as an opportunity. You can chalk it up. You can say, hey, let me learn from this. What can I do better next time to be better prepared for something like this? Something like going up to this area and then going down, 14, 15% just in Bitcoin. I mean, you could imagine what that does to everything else. Buy earlier, be better. Just be better. No, I mean, well, this is the thing. You have to just be honest with yourself, and you have to say that pretty much everyone got liquidated. There's without a doubt, everyone's portfolio went down, and I would say 90% of the market of traders were probably liquidated. I would say there was maybe a very small handful of people that were able to catch the short and were more on the short side, because in a bull market and in a bull run, it's one of the hardest things to do is try and short, because then it could be whether in a matter of a day or two that it does still keep going in momentum, and there is not as likely of a chance that it goes down. But when those shorts play out, they are epic shorts that do play out. Like, for instance, someone who was able to say, okay, you're looking at the chart, you're seeing that, okay, from here to here, that at least on the hourly, you can see a bearish divergence that kind of happened at these peaks. You could look and say, okay, if the volume's not there, surely the whales would love to destroy us at these prices, because everyone's bullish. We have everyone saying strategic reserve. Everyone's saying strategic reserve. And wouldn't that be perfect for us to all go long in the market to completely destroy us and bring us right back down to this candle? It's kind of like a textbook whale manipulation move. And then you got the institutions on board, and man, that's their MO. They use the stock market. I mean, that's debt in the stock market. And now it's happening with Bitcoin. But can we use it to the upside? Yes, we can, because ultimately they don't want Bitcoin to fail. They don't want it to, get this bad. I think these are just battle tests. This is armor plating, testing the armor plate. Are you willing to get hit a couple of times with the broadsword to make it past 121,000 and 150, and then in the next 6 months being up in these levels right here? Because this is where we're headed. Like I said, guys, this ascending wedge BS that happened. I mean, look, I will show you on the chart where it did the same damn thing. Look at this ascending wedge right here. This is key. It's literally the same thing. We started crushing up ascending wedge, and then we got smashed 20%. From that bottom here, and this is the beginning of the year, we went from January all the way up 100%. Almost 100%, 92% to all-time highs, to 74,000. And then we went sideways forever. Now look at this ascending wedge. From the top, go down 15%, so not 20%, 15%. Now could this be the bounce where we get the move of 100% to the upside, which would bring us to the level that we've been calling for a little while? I thought it was going to be before the end of the year, Christmas time. Who knows? Might surprise us all, but January might be looking like more in the cards. Kind of leading up to the inauguration of Trump on January 20th. Kind of like a buying the momentum, buying the news of the inauguration, possible selling the event. But we just have to wait and see. We just have to wait and see. We have to hold these levels. Like I said, guys, if we can hold the levels, then we won't slide down below the band. But if we start sliding, then I would not take this 88,000 Bitcoin off the table, and you have to be prepared for that, and you have to know that you're going to have to make some adjustments, but also you will have massive buying opportunities. And if you guys want to use all the links in the description, if you're feeling like there's some massive buying opportunities, you can check out the main partner of the channel, COINFLARE. So they rebranded. So if you're used to seeing Bitflex, it's now COINFLARE, and it's Flare Points. And so this is good opportunity to test out spot. They have a good convert function. I really like exchanges that have the ability to convert from one crypto to the other. It just makes it easy if you want to just kind of pivot from, say, Bitcoin to ETH, or ETH to Sol, or your stable coin to whatever. And you could do peer-to-peer trading as well, so where you can use third-party services. And then also, I really like the market insights. You can see direct market trends directly on BTC saying, okay, it's a sell in the past hour, and also for ETH, you can see the BTC dominance and also the total crypto market cap. Really like how they're implementing this stuff, so you can get just kind of a base. And also you got your top stories here. Ethereum crashes 20% from Monday peak amid broad sell-off. What happened? Well, we mentioned that the Ethereum Foundation was selling off a lot of Ethereum at those resistance points at 4,000 and 4,100. So Emmanuel saying cross on the 1 hour MACD. Yeah, let's see. Let's look at the MACD. You said on the 1 hour? You're looking at the 1 hour? Yeah, the 1 hour is looking pretty bullish. Really, so right now it's 12 o'clock. We want to look at the daily. Daily, we're still kind of, it's showing it. Daily is looking a little bit more bearish. The weekly looks like we could still keep going. But if you're looking in the shorter time frames, like say the 1 hour, it does look bullish, but all the other ones look a bit bearish. This one's starting to, this one on the 4 hour, this one actually looks like we could get soon across, but we have to match that up with some volume. We kind of lost the volume. Like we had a nice volume on this candle right here. Once we hit 92, like we said, it was a really nice bounce level. This was where a lot of liquidity was sitting. Also, it was where a lot of liquidations happened for the shorts. We had a lot of liquidity sitting right here. And now I think the level that we could be eyeing here, if we're looking at the liquidity map, 98,000. And also in the past 24 hours, if you're looking at up here at almost 100K, like 99,000, there's a lot of liquidity sitting up there for at the shorts getting liquidated. And then let's see. Long short ratio at this point, I think it looks like almost a half split of, well, it looks like more longs than shorts, but the market is definitely indecisive. So it's a good split between a lot of longs and a lot of shorts. And so it's going to be a battle, and you might get caught in the battle. Let's just say you might get caught in the battle. So right now, currently, we're in a BNB trade. We thought to ourselves, there is some bullish news with BNB, with the Revolt or the Revolut app listing BNB, and so it's now in the list of this, giant user base. And Revolut, it's more of a European app. It's not American based. So if you're probably more familiar with it than I am, but from what I'm gathering, they have a massive user base. They have 50 million users globally, and so now they support BNB. So BNB, if you remember, was one of the biggest performers in terms of an altcoin in altcoin season in the last cycle in 2021. It was able to go from $40 to an all-time high of like $600 and something, almost $700 in a matter of like 3 months. I mean, it did not take very long to do so. So we think that BNB, with it still being one of the highest liquidity exchanges and one of the top exchanges in the world, being Binance, and then also with what BNB is, it's basically just like it's a copy of Ethereum. If you're familiar with doing any DeFi or using like PancakeSwap or going into that ecosystem back in the day, that was kind of the first ones that we experimented with, was with BNB and looking at different meme type coins, gaming tokens, and that was all BNB. It was kind of like BNB was my onboarding gateway into DeFi. And so, and always too, I remember Ivan talking about BNB saying, hey, if BNB isn't getting massive sell-offs and the whales aren't dumping BNB, then we're good. It's a good sign that that we're not crashing and the whole market isn't about to crash and burn because BNB isn't being mega dumped on the market. So I think everything in terms of an altcoin and also with Bitcoin took a dump. So you can see all of these red candles, but you can see how quickly these things were bought back up with the recovery candles here on the 4-hour. So it's looking really good. Now it's actually sitting at this 786. And if we can get back to previous resistance at 724, we can see how high we can go. And I think we'd be eyeing the 1.6 here Fibonacci level as the next target, which would be $890 per BNB. So BNB is actually looking pretty sweet. I think BNB is definitely like a $1,000 per coin blockchain. It's similar market cap too. If you're looking at Solana, like you're looking at BNB and Solana, the market cap is very similar. The only difference is that BNB has less of a circulating supply. That is why the price is relative to what the market cap is in the supply. And the same with Solana. Solana has almost double the supply circulating in lower market cap, and you can see the price. So if Solana had this similar circulating supply, then Solana would be already at probably $600 or so. But that's all. I've always been fascinated by that, and so you could see what the potential of these particular ones in terms of DeFi, how much liquidity is going to be going in, and then what institutions are actually going to be say, hey, would we pick Solana over BNB, or are we going to actually choose BNB for our business services because of the reputation of Binance over Solana? Who knows? Solana having kind of the reputation of being the degenerate chain with all of the memes, and then BNB being more of the more serious, more business. And also obviously there's a lot of degeneracy when it comes to the BNB, contracts. I mean, if you go to Morales Money, you look at how many contracts are made on BNB, it's a lot more to navigate in terms of possibly even going through Solana. So, but in terms of actual institution adoption and using them as, say, a business on-ramp, or using like the Binance Pay services, BNB actually might get a lot of market share and start to really climb up the ranks and get almost like market cap size of XRP. I think market cap of BNB was at max 111. So actually it got close to where XRP is or was not that long ago. That's why I think Dogecoin it could easily get to $100 billion market cap. Cardano could be exactly where XRP or BNB and Solana is sitting at right now. Anything is possible when we start to get into all of these slivers of treasuries and money going into the market caps of crypto, because crypto is so small right now. Like if you're new and you're thinking, okay, how could it get that much money? But then you have to look at infinite market cap and look at the values of just one company like Nvidia being at 3.3 trillion, Microsoft being at 3.2, Amazon. Breaking news on Amazon, there is a massive strike, the biggest strike that has happened in like over 100 years or something like that. They've been all of the employees have basically a massive amount of employees are creating a Amazon Teamsters union where they want to make sure that their message is, we're the ones that operate these trucks. We're the actual humans, powering the money machine. So they want their fair share, and they want, better healthcare. They just want, all the things across the board, which I definitely agree with. I mean, I've heard some horror stories of Amazon workers in these warehouses where the AC will go out and they won't repair the AC during the summer for months, and people are passing out. They have these quotas that they have to make. If they don't make the quota, and they're timed very much like on the dot to be able to like meet these specific quotas, and then all whilst sweating their ass off because they didn't fix the AC. And then they're not giving proper breaks. And I mean, I've heard it all. And I was like, wow, this is like atrocious. So no wonder, these people are like, okay, we're kind of fed up with it. So if you haven't heard about that, that's kind of what's breaking news with Amazon and the strike. There's a lot going on right now. So, I mean, if you're wondering why even the markets were tanking to begin with, there's a lot happening. The transition of power is I don't think ever easy, and there's always some volatility, but luckily the volatility is usually to the upside with a little bit of shakeout and a little bit of some of that max pain that we've experienced recently. So we just want to stress that it's not over, guys. We still have a lot of room to go. We've explained this by the 4-year cycle of the Bitcoin halvings and how important that is to take that into account and see where we have gone before after presidential elections and the stock market. We've always ticked to the upside, but you can see that we've had some little red candles. But mainly, if you're looking at it from the point of the halving, we go up a good 350, 400%. So just be along for that ride. Know that there's going to be some shakeouts, and the best thing that you can do is buy on the dips and try not to get fully shaken out where you give up, or you try and time the market where you where's the guy? I got to find the guy. I had a really good tweet. Where is he? Yeah. I'm going to sell my Bitcoin and buy back forever, or buy back lower. You end up getting taken out. Headband said, buy the dips, sell the rips. Buy the dips, sell the rips. Yeah. Even just, selling little portions, that a lot of the times is a really good. I know. I'm thinking it might be a dead cat bounce too. That's why I'm a little cautious. I want to be cautious. For real. I was thinking, oh, guys, I actually wanted to remind you, you should check and see if you got the Pudgy Penguins Pingu airdrop. So I checked it. I made sure it was legit. It was inside the air. So the Phantom wallet has an official link announcement, and it will let you know if you are eligible to get the Pingu Pudgy Penguins token airdrop. So I had forgotten about it. I was like, oh yeah, I need to actually check and see if I'm eligible to get it. And so yes, we were actually eligible to claim it on both of our addresses. So it basically you don't have to be a Pudgy Penguin holder. You just have to be a OG Sol user and an OG ETH user. So it just goes by your on-chain data, and it calculates, okay, how long you've been using it, and then it allocates a certain amount for however much activity you've done on chain. And so for my Sol activity, I was allocated 1,834 Pingu tokens. And then for my ETH address, I was allocated 2,000 something Pingu. So now I have like 120 Pingu tokens airdrop for free. So that's not too bad. Just for doing some stuff on chain, just for being a crypto degenerate and having multiple rug pull dust transactions. They're like, here you go. You can have some penguin tokens. So shout out to Pudgy Penguins. Shout out to Pingu. Go and check and see if you're eligible for the airdrop. It's very easy. Here's the claim. It's claim.pudgypenguins.com. So basically what it does, you can link your ETH address, your MetaMask, and then it'll calculate up how much it'll give you for that, and then it just airdrops it to your Sol address. So, and then the same thing, you link your Sol address, and then it connects, and then I like the claim process. They did a really good with the animation, so if you're interested in that, and it's basically free money. So, and Pingu might actually be a long haul, a long hold. Might be the long play with holding some of these Pingu tokens, because now, if I were to look at my balance, let's see what I have. So I have 4,000 Pingu tokens that I got for free. That's awesome. So guys, I would imagine, so if you've been doing a lot of on-chain things, you probably could get about the same amount of Pudgy Penguin tokens, Pingu tokens. Getting pudgy. Getting real pudgy in here. All right, so shout out to all of the amazing partners of the channel. We've been super bullish on these particular exchanges. If you guys check out the links in the description, COINFLARE and OURBIT. OURBIT is like our go-to meme exchange. We have certain exchanges for certain vibes, and also they just have a really good spot listing. I like how the order book looks. There's a lot of features on here that I do enjoy, and it's been really good. Like, I always just like if it's easy to communicate with the team, and it's always been a great experience. They've done really good giveaways. They've sent merch, and it's the same thing with COINFLARE. Amazing customer support. They're super helpful, and very helpful with getting merch out, all the different things like that. And also, PHEMEX has been really great to communicate with, and they have all kinds of cool stuff. And guys, I haven't told you, I started this Pulse group. So PHEMEX has this thing called Pulse, where it's a digital wallet. It's actually a self-custodian wallet where you have the passkey, you have a seed phrase and all that stuff. But inside of it, it's actually a social media platform where you can create groups inside of it. So like Tom Crown has one, a lot of famous YouTubers that you've heard of, technical analysis people that are big in the space have their own little groups in there. But then you can just make a profile yourself, and you get rewards and Pulse tokens inside of this thing for holding certain coins, and there's all kinds of different rewards, and it's honestly a really cool idea. So I actually made a group, so I want you guys to find the group. I want you to download PHEMEX with my link in the description, then also download the Pulse app that's connected with the wallet, and you're going to search for Harry Dano Bombasonic 10 Inu. This is our custom group. Harry Dano Bombasonic 10 Inu. So you have to find that group, all right? That's your mission, guys. It's your Easter egg, because we're going to be posting stuff in this particular group specifically to that group, nowhere else. And it's going to be a really fun group to follow, because there might be some gems in there, all these little Easter eggs and potentials for giveaways. So make sure you are following that and see if I can build up a mass amount of followers on this Harry Dano Bombasonic 10 Inu. And maybe a lore coin will come out of it. So I thought the name was pretty clever. Harry Dano Bombasonic 10 Inu. And I think it's very fitting with the thumbnail today. We had to make a courtesy of Headband. Shout out to Headband for gifting us that wonderful Harry Pepe. Glorious Harry Pepe. If you're not familiar with the Sprotos, is the original Sproto collection, the NFT collection that is also linked with the Harry Potter Bombasonic 10 Inu coin. But then there's all these derivatives and special auxiliary type collaborations that have the Sproto essence, something like the Harry Pepe, where it has the combination of the green Pepe, the frog, but then also with the Sprotos. I actually really like them. It's a good vibe. I know there's some that are with the Miladies, the Retardios. There's also a tarot series. I mean, there's some really cool art with the Sprotos. You can go deep down the rabbit hole with the Sprotos. You might get lost in that one. And then you'll end up holding the coin and joining the cult of the mission to $10 per ticker Bitcoin, where everyone thought they bought the real Bitcoin, but they really bought just the real Bitcoin, the ticker Bitcoin, the thicker ticker, the ticker, the coin that lived. Which is at a really great buy. It's at a really great buy zone right now. Holy moly. If it was able to survive and not dump down to 11 cents, where that was the last nasty one. If you're wondering what this is, someone who had a supply of this token from way back nuked it and sold their bag in 3 different transactions, totaling up to $30 million. And so it definitely nuked some of the original liquidity pool that was set up. But then the community came in strong and bought it right back up and solidified a base of about 18 cents of support. So if we're looking at any levels from here, that is a pretty decent support level for us to get back up to the levels of 33 cents. I think we're due for a 40-cent break for ticker Bitcoin. Oh, that trade got completely smashed. I told you guys, that trade got destroyed. Basically, when ETH went full south and we didn't have a stop loss set on that trade, we had just been completely full degen on that one, and it got destroyed. But at this point, I think because the market went down so much, we'd actually have a better entry point than what we did before. Oh, let's go. This is amazing. Okay, this is great. This is perfect timing. They just added 2 new inverse perpetuals on PHEMEX for Sol and XRP. They had Bitcoin and Ethereum, but they just added Sol and XRP. So guys, what this means is that you can actually use, if you have any of these coins, you can use them as collateral and go long or short, whichever direction you want to go. And you use the coin as collateral, but then you're also getting paid in Sol, ETH, XRP, or Bitcoin whenever you take the profits. So, for instance, now that ETH is actually at this level, it would have been really nice to get it at 3,100. Our average entry price that was on that ETH trade was about 3,700. So at this point, if we're hoping that was the bounce point on the market, and this is going to be the run, then 3,400 would not be a bad entry to at least get us back up to the next point of resistance, which high value node, if you're looking on the 1 hour on a volume area profile, fixed range, or actually visible range, we have high liquidity, high candles sitting at 3,800 for ETH. And it looks like it's about to run. So ETH is actually looking good. That might be a good next trade. But that's actually really cool. I like the inverse perpetuals. And man, I might put in the inverse perpetual on Sol, because I really do think Sol is gonna make it to at least $800 in this run in the next 6 months. An $800 Sol could be on the table, and it'd be nice to be printing extra Sol and to see how long we can manage to get some of these trades in. And yeah, we're going to do that. I think we're going to 100%, we're going to do that. We're going to actually put inverse perpetual trades on every single one of these. We're going to do Bitcoin, XRP, ETH, and Sol. And we're going to see in the next 3 to 6 months how well those perform and how much we can actually get back in terms of all of those coins. But guys, smash up the like button. Hit the subscribe button. The more you hit the like button, the more we get pumped, and we will go down possibly the red light district area of the meme coins. We've kind of kept it simple. We haven't really been talking too much about the memes because we were ear beating everyone about certain meme coins. We wanted to focus a little bit more on the fundamental coins, Bitcoin, ETH, and I hope you guys have it in mind. But just as a reminder, make sure just in this video, we talked about the Pudgy Penguins claim. Make sure you're checking and seeing if you are eligible to get that claim, because it's basically free money. We basically just got a free $120 of the Pingu token just by them looking at our on-chain data. And we want to remind you guys also that there is an easy 3-step process for a successful bull run. And the 3 steps, one of them being diversification, 2, having multiple exchanges and wallets set up, and then 3, having a hodling and taking profit strategy. So you're going to want to start to think about when you want to take profits, how much you're wanting to allocate, and DCA, which is dollar cost averaging, into what you are figuring out what you're wanting to diversify into. So you can do a simple allocation strategy, which is a 60-30-10 rule, which you can make it your portfolio 60% maybe heavy Bitcoin and ETH, or you can say, hey, I don't like Ethereum. I want to go Bitcoin Sol, or I want to go Bitcoin XRP. You could even say, hey, I don't like Bitcoin. I just want to be Ethereum. So then you can go 60 ETH and then 30 everything else, 10 meme coins. It's really up to you. Just no matter what, you just have to not have, I would think, everything all in one basket, not being too extreme with one thing to the next, but having a nice split portfolio with a lot of the most popular narratives. You can see that DeFi is a great narrative. So anything that is getting high volume, high traffic in terms of a DeFi protocol, whether it be lending, trading, launch pads, tons of stuff, opportunities in DeFi. So you can break that down into having those into your 30% bag. And then AI, gaming, and memes. Those 3 narratives are super popular. So you can maybe just kind of see what are the highest trading volume tokens and have the diversification split up between there. And then use Bitcoin as your crypto savings account and your just ultimate hedge against everything, that you just know that you are having at least some Bitcoin to be able to have. Because if you look at the charts historically, Bitcoin has been the best thing to hold over time through the bear markets because it's been the most stable. Whenever we do go in the bear markets, it doesn't drop, 150% like altcoins do. Altcoins will just go parabolic and then basically go back to zero. And then they do it again. They go back up to all-time highs, and then they end up going sometimes back almost to where they were in the previous market. And we've seen it happen. But now it's our job to basically figure out which ones are going to be that strong altcoin that you can take profits in. You can take profits and then possibly hold a bag on the side for the next run, for the next bull market. Because that's what people are doing with XRP. XRP, everyone has been trying to hold that thing. We know we're going to see some selling pressure when it hits that all-time high or close to it and trying to break it. But people's hope with XRP is say, hey, if it's going to be the chain that banks use that to replace the SWIFT system and it gets all of this liquidity and they make these major partnerships and deals with certain banks and it's, breaking news, XRP goes to $10, then there you go. Then there's your XRP long play. So that would be the long play on XRP. And so that could be part of your 30% allocation, 10% in the more speculative stuff like the memes, maybe something new. There could be a new project that you're like, okay, I might 5%. I have some dry powder on the side, but yeah, so diversification, that easy way to do it. It doesn't have to be exactly copied of what someone else's portfolio is. You could niche it to what you like, and it will perform well. Most likely, what you're niched in will have an area where it does well. You'll be able to take profits. There's going to be some things that probably do better than what you have. That's okay. But your job is to not focus on that and say, okay, I'm up 5, 10x. Am I going to take profits? Am I going to solidify and protect myself, take out my initial investment, and then see how I can shift a little bit of my portfolio around over time to protect it for the next cycle? Because ultimately you want to still be in crypto and be in the next cycle and not think about off-ramping into fiat, because we know if you hold fiat for too long, you're going to miss opportunities, and also it's just going to be debased. So unless you're buying valuable assets with said cash, and those are appreciating over time as well, then it's losing value. So no matter what, you have to be in things, holding things that are accumulating value over time, which now we've seen has been crypto, Bitcoin, and some pieces of real estate in prime areas where they don't make any more of it. And so then rule number 2, step 2, having multiple exchanges. That's why we have all of these amazing partners of the channel that we love working with because we just know that they all offer different flavors, different things, but all great bonuses. Like I said, OURBIT, very great meme-focused, meme-centric exchange, building up community. They've been really great to work with. Love that I can just buy ticker Bitcoin and things like that spot on here. I love the way that it works. COINFLARE is just like my go-to, just like straight to the point. Derivatives trading. I love that they have the Flare shop. Like I love that aspect of it. A little bit of the education side where you can get the market insights. I love the conversion where you can just have the convert method. PHEMEX. I love that they have the inverse perpetuals. These other exchanges absolutely love, but they don't have the inverse perpetuals. So this is why I have all of these different options and things available that are very, very useful, I think, over time when you start to get fully into crypto and you have your different sauce and different things that you like to get into, like your chicken tender. All right. You guys are awesome. Thanks for smashing up the like. All right, so trying to read the comments. HBAR has been incredibly strong throughout this whole crash so far. Yeah, maybe let's check HBAR. Let's check on the HBAR for the HBARbarians. There's any HBARbarians in the house? Let's check on HBAR. Yeah, actually, HBAR, if you're looking at this, it looks like a bull flag, just kind of right off the bat. If you're looking at this, could be signified as possible bull flag. And if that is the case, then could actually see a 55-cent HBAR here coming up. If we can break some of these resistance levels, actually see a pretty good bullish divergence here. 4-hour looks actually really good. Yeah, HBAR actually looks good. HBAR is doing a lot of things. They're partnering up with the right things. Like they're a big sponsor of Karate Combat, so they have the HBAR logo like front and center every single Karate Combat becoming very, very popular, like right alongside being kind of like a second choice of a lot of the UFC fans and the people that are into mixed martial arts. Got a lot of the influencer fight club stuff, influencer fight night, boxing matches, get a lot of views. And yeah, but other than that, I mean, HBAR, in terms of just like a blockchain, could be doing kind of almost similar stuff as like what XRP is doing. This might be something to follow, but it does look good. Chart looks good. You can see here, whenever it hit this peak right here, it swooped in and then just made a really nice whoosh. So this could be just that consolidation, preparing for the next leg up. So could HBAR be the next trade? HBAR could be the next trade. 51 cents. That does look good. It actually does look good. It looks really nice. Maybe let's look at HBAR. Let's look at HBAR on here. Okay, we got 26 cents. So there is some volume. Yeah, actually, might get into a little. I might get into a little H bar trade. All right, we're gonna do this live. We're just gonna do it live. We're going to limit into H bar because of what we just broke down. We're seeing that it was able to get down to the bottom of this wedge of the bull flag here on the 4 hour. If it's able to hold some key levels here and bounce off of this support, which it looks like it did, had a nice bounce, we could be at least eyeing 31 cents and trying to clear up to this point of the wedge right here. So this actually could be a really good trade. We're just using the leftover liquidity that we have. We had some leftover liquidity, so nothing too crazy, but we might go and look, it's got a high volume node sitting up at 29 cents. So we're under the point of control on the bounce level. We had some already red candle here, green candle. Easy target that we can eye. So let's do it. Let's do it. I know you guys like the live trading, so we're going to put that in and see what happens. Boom. All right, order filled. Right now, our best performers on this platform, we have Brett. We saw Brett at a really, really nice entry price. I thought like Brett at 12 cents is so cheap. So we got into, we scaled into that long thinking the obvious target, if we get a nice V-shaped recovery on this one, would be back up to the 16-cent level. And that would just be really, really nice profits. But we know that this is actually going to be more of a long-term play. We could scalp profits on the way up, but if we try and be patient, we could be looking at some really nice profits going back up into our levels that we were just in the beginning of the month in December. On December 7th, we were just at 22 cents. If we're able to get a full market recovery, then a lot of these altcoins are going to go back up to these levels, and you guys are going to make a lot of money. You're going to make a lot of money. But it's looking really good. All right, Sand. We were telling you guys about Sand, the sandbox, that some of these metaverse tokens are going to do really well. They were some of the most high speculated tokens out of all the gaming tokens were the metaverse tokens in terms of the gaming sector because of the nature of what it was, metaverse, whether you were actually playing a game or not, or you're just in a type of, because metaverse is a very broad term. Metaverse doesn't mean virtual reality and a character running, in a world. It's kind of broad because a metaverse could just be a connected ecosystem of dApps and different dashboards and stuff like that, and being able to interact in that kind of way. Or it can also be that on top of what could be a virtual world where you can run around. And so it's sometimes a very broad term. But in terms of the sandbox, this is like you can build worlds. There's SDK kits for these companies to be able to have fully immersive concerts or brands inside of this thing. It's the same thing with the Decentraland Mana, where you have this world and blocks and land linked with NFTs where you can display a certain type of vibe or theme or whatever your business may be, or you just want to have a spot where you can hang out in the metaverse. This is what people were speculating into before there was even like a full-blown product. And so this is where I think a lot of the money's going to come back into in high speculation, is the things like the Sand token. And if we even get close to where we were in all-time highs, I think it was like $3 for the Sand token. I mean, that's going to be a nice trade. It's going to be a really nice trade. And it's possible that these things could just get money chucked at them when they get a big partnership, some kind of announcement. One of them recently being, you might not be big into anime, but yeah, guess what? A lot of teenagers are, and they historically will always be into anime. If you're like a middle schooler, you're from the ages of like 10 to 18,
you're into anime. And then basically, I mean, you think, look, people like big giant nerds like Alex Becker, you know, he's hardcore into anime, and he's a giant grown child. So they still spend a lot of money on anime products and anime stuff. So Attack on Titan recently did a partnership with the Sandbox. And so just start getting used to seeing a lot of that stuff, and it could be putting a lot of money into things like the Sand token, the Mana token, or just any type of metaverse crypto game type of narrative. We've been really keeping our eyes on, of course, the Me token and Medieval Empires. It's the one, it's basically the crypto game that we've played the most and had the most interactions with. We've actually met the CEO himself in Dubai. We saw some of their meetings. We kind of saw the things at the back end and the backstage. So they're really working hard. You know, they are a game studio, obviously, you know, themselves, with one of their biggest games being Medieval Empires. And they're super cool. So I'm honestly wanting to work with them a little bit more and kind of be able to test some stuff out. So guys, look out for that for sure, of some possible partnerships with Medieval Empires, because I really dig what they're doing. It's one of the most playable crypto games, just easy barrier to entry. You know, you don't have to like know blockchain or you know, like be a crypto expert to get into the game and start interacting with it. But in it, you will learn, and that's what I think is the beauty of it. So let's check the Me token right now, and make sure you guys are smashing up the like whilst we find the Me token. So the Me token is a perfect example, maybe a shining example of how a gaming token can have great utility. So in this token, if you stake the token, you actually get in-game rewards and bonuses and better percentages of acquiring certain goods, bonuses in battle. So just think about it as like stacking up your VIP access to be able to get better rewards in the game whilst you're playing it. And so with that, that's just really great utility. And then also there's going to be options to be getting the Me token as a reward for rent and taxing people that are using your land. So the basis of this game is that you have sections of land that you are playing on and people own. So you, as a landowner, can then have people set up camp and set up a town on your land, and you can set a tax rate for how much you are wanting to charge for people using your land, and that can be part of the Me token ecosystem as well. And then they have the basis of buying basic stuff, which is charged in silver, and then you can buy that silver by using it USDC. So there's all kinds of stuff in this ecosystem. Massive opportunity too if you think you get really good and you become one of the top players. I mean, you could be earning a living playing this game. And this is what happened with a lot of the Axie Infinity players that got into Axie Infinity early, bought these Axies, these NFTs, ended up farming them out and using people and paying people to then play Axie for them. And all they had to do was just go pay them some smooth love potion and then call it a day. This is how big some of these crypto games can get, to the point where you have people playing it for you. This is what happened with World of Warcraft. We had people speed running characters and also using these high-tiered characters to get to certain places in certain areas, and people were paying top dollar to get either sped run in certain areas of the game, get access to some of these high-tiered, run or raids. It's just crazy. So it's basically, if you think about it, crypto is like the auction house in World of Warcraft all over again, but in real life and real time. Tokenization. It's madness. You know, actually, it's funny because Ansem has the same thought. He's like, we've been doing this for years, guys. He's like, this is why we're here. All the nerds and for some reason, all the hardcore kids and all the people from like the post-hardcore and metal era from the early 2000s and emo kids. It's like all the nerds, gamers, and emo kids and people that are into hardcore music all came into crypto. Shout out to you guys if you're in any of those niche groups that I just mentioned, which I'm sure you are. You have to be if you're watching this channel. Oh, guys. All right. Yeah, today the algorithm has been a little nasty, and also my computer rugging me into infinity probably messed up all my stuff, but it's okay. But yeah, top news right now. Revolut listing BNB. We got the U.S. government shutdown looming despite all the congressional efforts. We got the Pingu airdrop. Make sure you're checking out to see if you can claim that. Maybe we can check on the Morales trending tokens. What has the highest buy pressure right now in the past 24 hours? We have Jito staked Soul. Marinade staked Soul. Let's see. We got Unchained X. Based Pepe. Arbitrum. Aave token. ENA. Rocket Pool ETH. Brett Render token. Simon's Cat. PulseX. These are all the trending tokens right now with some buy pressure. I saw Jupiter in there. All right, now maybe we can do Go Pulse. We'll check this portfolio. This might be down. Well, it's not down too bad. I like all of the crypto websites that we use have all added the Santa hat. So shout out to all the exchanges and websites that we use that are bullish on Christmas. GoPulse being one of them. And then if you go to danocrypto.com, you can see inside the crypto bubbles section, all of the bubbles have little Santa hats on them and little presents. So this is amazing. So if you look at Pepe, it's got an awesome Christmas hat, awesome Santa hat, and same with, I believe, CoinMarketCap. I think CoinMarketCap actually updated it inside of the app, so on the App Store, on the logo. So they're super bullish on Christmas. All right, guys. Well, I think we've hit the mark here. We really do appreciate you guys coming in today. We hope it gave you a nice breakdown of the market and a hope of zooming out a little bit more, not focusing too much on the short-term price fluctuations, because ultimately they will get you shaken out and a little bit too fearful. If you're focusing on it too much, you really do have to start looking at some of the long-term metrics of Bitcoin. And what can help you do that is to, like I said before, make yourself a chart. Make yourself a chart that looks at the Bitcoin price action through the weeks on the weekly chart. See where we've gone, see where we've been, and where we could be headed. And you'll know that Bitcoin will eventually be worth $1 million per coin. But you have to be willing to hold on for the ride. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Smash up the like button on the way out. Make sure you're leaving a comment in the comment section. Actually, when this live stream ends, I'd love to hear your thoughts on any type of coins that you would like me to talk about on the next live stream. And I want to give a direct shout out to the partners of the channel, COINFLARE, OURBIT, and PHEMEX. And guys, check out the links in the description. I only partner with the best. So if I'm promoting it, there's a reason. There's always massive benefits for signing up with my links because you get better bonuses, and we do constant giveaways. We work directly with these exchanges to provide the best value and make sure that these exchanges are doing the coolest things and providing the best services. So with that being said, guys, we will see you on the next live stream, which will be actually, we're going to do one weekend stream. It's either going to be Saturday or Sunday, so make sure you guys are following the Twitter at Dano Crypto 904 and also in the Discord, and I will let you guys know when we're going to be doing that live stream in the weekend, because we might end up doing some emergency one when Bitcoin starts to break and do some crazy things, because Bitcoin's doing Bitcoin things right now. No one ever said it was going to be easy, guys. So just make sure you're following this channel, and we will we'll carry you through the way. And you guys can help carry me as well, because man, it's one of those PTSD moments, you know, post-traumatic Bitcoin stress disorder. But we're going to make it, guys. We're going to make it. So we'll see you later. Peace.